Welcome to the Forensics Detailing or Forensics Unplugged channel. I'm chillaxing today. The family are out. I've been hard at it with the video stuff for the last couple of weeks, properly hard at it. Lots of editing, lots of filming, and today I'm just taking it reasonably easy, although I'm filming. Very rarely I'm not filming, very rarely. What are we doing today? Now, the new M240, the new replacement Red Peril, we're going to be taking this driver's side seat out and cleaning it properly, like a proper clean. It's got to come out everywhere, get this seat clean, because it's, you know, 4 years old or three and a half years old or whatever, and they need cleaning. It needs cleaning. We'll clean the rest of the cockpit as well. It will also allow me to vacuum underneath it and wet vac this and extract in this driver's seat, which needs it. Now, I will probably extract in the passenger footwell and behind both of these, but they're so clean in the back, it doesn't really need extraction. So it's just a bit pointless. This is the bit that needs it, and the driver's mat needs properly banging out, vacuuming properly, and then extracting. And then that'll make a big difference, because 99% of the mud gets into that foot mat. So that's got to be done properly. We'll wipe it all out as well. Clean out the interior. All you need is a bit of APC, you know, spritz a little bit onto one cloth that you can use wet, and then I'll always have some clean water, because you can, if you put too much APC on, you can always break it down with just clean water and then mop up with another towel after that. You don't want to the risk is you don't want to go into the cabin with too much APC, foaming up the whole entire dashboard for a nice detailing video, creating loads of foam with the brushes and stuff like that. That's the last thing you need to do, especially on a car like this. Just needs a light wipe down with tiny amounts of APC and water, basically, and the microfiber cloth's going to do most of the work. What else is going on? Over here, we've got my new test panel. This is going to play an important part for the channel. It's up on rubber feet. It just makes it a bit easier to move around. It's mild steel, painted to automotive spec. And it will come in really handy for all sorts of testing, where I want to compare more products and I want to do tilt testing without the additional curves and swage lines of a hood. It's going to come in really handy for my single stage polish comparison that I will be starting work on very, very, very soon. So what's the condition of this paintwork actually like? Well, the most important thing for me is that as much of the panels, the main panels, especially the wings and the bonnet, not so much, because they're easy to paint. Even the doors, but really your main panels and your roof, as much of the metal panels, you want the original BMW paintwork. Once you start having non-OEM paintwork done on these cars, you can spot it. If you're into detailing, it's a curse. It's a curse caring about cars, because unfortunately 99% of the planet that you're reliant on does not give a crap about quality and stuff like that. And if you care about quality and you go looking, you know, then a car ownership thing can be quite stressful. You're better off joining the 99% of the planet that don't give a shit in some ways, but we can't, can we? That's the curse that petrol heads have. Petrol heads that know about paintwork anyway, or want to keep it nice. Now, so it's original paint, which is a good thing. There's a few little stone chips in it, which I asked them to leave and I'll touch up. Now, it's had a dealership special coating. So if you go around the car and look, you'll find little patches that the GoPro's not going to pick up very well. Where's the light? There. You can see it, can't you? And that's rock hard. That doesn't buff out. That's just coating that's been spread on there, hasn't been buffed. And there's patches of it all over the car, right the way down on the other side, all the way along there. They just totally buffed it. Little patches on the bonnet as well. And it does come off, but my God, it takes some polishing. I did a test, that bit in the middle there. I did a test because it had a massive bit that they hadn't buffed. God knows how they didn't see that. Well, it's because they didn't give a shit. And I used the polisher, and it took some compounding to take it down. And even after one set, I could still see it in there. It's almost like a ceramic, basically, but the dealer told me what it was. And it's not a ceramic, but it's a hard curing resinous sealant. And I would not, they shouldn't be installing it, in my opinion. You need to have someone installing it that knows what they're doing and cares. Maybe that person didn't have enough time, was told to put it on the car in 5 minutes, or didn't have the correct environment, because you're installing something in the wrong lighting. You're not even going to see that. Look, if I show you that, you know, in low light, that's covered, you know, and in the right light you can see it all, but in the wrong light it just looks like normal paint. So whoever put it on didn't have the right lighting or the right time to inspect their work, and did a woeful job, in my opinion. So we'll be correcting all of that. What else? The front bumper's been repainted because it had loads of stone chips. That's a great thing, because any bumper on a 3 or 4 year old car will be covered in stone chips. When you polish it, all the little chips fill up with polish, and it's horrible. So it's nice it's been repainted, but it's a dealership respray, so it's covered in orange peel. Even worse, even heavier texture than the BMW orange peel. It's a poor job. In fact, you see the reflection. GoPro's awful for showing that. Let's see how knobbly it is and how distorted. You can see how distorted the light reflection is. And you go over here, this is dirty as well, this paint. And that's the bug splatter. So that looks a little bit sharper, doesn't it? And then you go down here. Let's get the camera out of the way. So you can probably see. Yeah, you can, can't you? You can see. When you get it in real light with your eyes, and get the light on it and stuff, you can just see what a pig's ear of a job it is. And there were some other little things as well. But generally, I'll take a block and some P3000, and just carefully, the main bits that you'll see reflect back, I'll flatten down the orange peel a little bit on the top here, and then compound it and get a good level of finish. Of course, you'd think the body shop would do that, but no chance, because they don't give a shit. Or they wouldn't deliver it crap paint like that. But if they gave a shit, they'd take the time to do it properly. What else? What else is bad? The two alloys on the other side, I noticed on one of the pictures of the cars that they had curbing on them, and then that curbing has been fixed, and the alloys haven't been. So whenever you get alloys refurbed, you want these alloys taken off, the tyres taken off, you want the old paintwork stripped off, you want them, you know, prepared properly, repainted, re-glossed, you know, with hard clear coat all over, or you want just get them powder coated, all of them. Problem with the powder coats is often the colour match, isn't it? But anyway, a good body shop, a good place with the right equipment, should be able to give you a trade price on doing a proper job on that of about 50 to 60 quid, maybe a little bit more, to do a proper job. But what goes on is the quick thing where the tyre will come off, they'll deflate it, pull it back and spray over the face. And that's what's been done on the other two tyres. And unfortunately, it's just a quick job, and it can look good from a distance, but when you go in, if I put my hand in the barrel, I can feel all the overspray. I can see a big thick tape line where, just inside the rim. I can see matte paint under the spokes where they put the gloss over the top, and it hasn't, the spokes have like blocked the gloss going on, so you've got dry bits of paint and glossy bits of paint and gaps between. Difference in colour match, overspraying the barrels, paint going under the tape line, so you see little whiskers, little flames of paint, and it's just a shit job. And again, a shit job like that, it might not even be the fault of the person doing it, because that's what it's down to, the person that owns the car to get the job done properly. And if you're asking for a spray over on the face, you're going to pay 25 quid, something like that, 30 quid an alloy, and you're going to save 15, 20, 25 quid on a proper job. And it's just a false economy, and it's what you'd expect on poor cars. You know, if a car's worth £1,000 and happens to have alloy wheels, then it may be a cheap blow over on the faces. But you know, a BMW car that's relatively new like this, you know, BMW, you'd think it'd be premium then for the sake of saving 20 quid a corner, just do a proper job. Because all you're doing is passing that cost on to the person buying the car. The thing is, the dealership know that 99% of people that buy the cars off them don't even look at the paintwork properly or the alloys. So they do it as cheap as they can. And if you're a person that does look at all this sort of stuff, if you know about paintwork and condition and you go around, it's a curse. It is an absolute curse, because you'll quickly come to the conclusion that you're the only one on the planet that actually gives a shit. That's how I feel about it. But I've seen a lot worse than this car. In fact, the fundamentals are okay, and we will make this car lovely. We'll make this car lovely. And BMW paintwork, yes, it's peely, but the paint is rock hard, and once it's polished up, it looks really nice and glossy. Much prefer BMW paint to VAG paint, which doesn't have the level of peel, but it starts going flat and loses that real deep gloss, whereas the BMW seem to retain it, and you can bring it back a bit more, because I think there's just more clear coat and it's harder clear coat, and that works for me. Right, let's get this seat out of the car. That's 9 minutes of talking. That's nothing for me, is it? Right, let's get a move on. Got to allow it to dry off, and then it will go back to a pure matte finish. You can see where it's dried there. It doesn't put any gloss on there once it's dried. Obviously once it's wet, you've got a bit of wet shine, but once it's dry, it's matte. So I'll leave this to be out for a while. I've got to do the headrest over here as well, so I'm just going to do that, and then that chair is done, and then I'm going to extract the dust from the car and then do the floor mats and the wet vacuum. Okay guys, I'm just finishing up. It didn't need extraction. I mean, look how clean these carpets are, and they smell okay as well. And after doing the inside, it just doesn't need extracting. I'm wasting my time. It's nice and clean. I've wiped everything down in here. Now the steering wheel is properly clean. The seat is properly clean and protected. Yeah, really good. Just taking my time and really enjoy it. Been using this new garage therapy product at 10:1, which has been fine. Got it mixed down in there. And I've been using the glass cleaner, which is really nice. Only on the inside, it doesn't streak up. It's crystal clear. And it's done all I needed it to do. I've used a little bit of this as well in the carpets and upholstery, just to kill off any enzymes and smelly bacteria. And I'm going to treat the car with some air freshener now. One of these, probably this one. That one's a bit like nightclubby. It's a bit stinky, that one. I prefer the cherry one. In fact, the linen one is the best one. I'll get this chair back in and it's job done, and the interior of this car is pretty cool now. Look at it. Just, I know you need some light. I had the little torch over there just to help, but this steering wheel feels amazing now. Everything's good. There's some swirls in this black plastic. You know what? Start using polish on the inside of the cars. Be very careful. Use tiny amounts if you're going to do that, or unclip it and take it out. I'm not actually that bothered. This is good enough for me. I'm just going to wipe that one down. You get hand marks on the gloss plastic, and that's it. The interior of the car is done as far as I'm concerned. So thanks for watching, guys. Very informal video today. I didn't feel like filming too much, you know. That's why I got the potato cam out. But yeah, really enjoyed it. The inside's done. We'll do a big wash on the outside at some point, and then machine polish it, put a nice glaze on top, and then a wax, and the car's done for me for 6 months to a year. So see you soon on the Forensics Detailing channel. Bye for now.